and welcome to another exciting episode of Can It Take a K26? The show where we take a variety of blasters and see if they can be upgraded using a K26 spring. I am your host, Captain Xavier, and I am currently joined by Beret, who has lent me our first contestant, the ThunderHawk, with harmonica clip. So, the ThunderHawk was originally released in 2018 as part of the AccuStrike series, but the first of the Mega AccuStrike. And, yeah, Brett, what do you have to say about this thing? What do you have to say about yourself for bringing this into my shop?
I don't know what to say about this, but you either love it or hate it. Because it's, you've said it too, the worst features of some of our least favorite blasters put into one blaster that either is fantastic or terrible.
Yeah.
And your opinion is?
I haven't made it yet. So, it uses a harmonica clip like the Battle Scout, and we all know why we don't like that, because they don't make more of them. This one wasn't even supposed to come back out, but for some reason, if you try hard enough on this one, it will pop off the end. But they don't make extras. It doesn't reload easily. It doesn't... Yeah. It does have an extending feature, which makes it the longest Nerf blaster ever. But it doesn't achieve anything. It does come with a bipod, but for some reason the way the feet are designed, it's for decoration. Because they're not flat when the gun is low. Anyway. Well, they are built in, and that's neat. It has a ratcheting prime of some kind. Rumor is it's very similar to the Roto Furies, which could be interesting. There is a neat 3D printed kit that turns the clip. You print your own clips, and it either fires 2 elite darts or 3 elite darts, depending on which one you print, as well as adding a pump grip, which would actually be really easy to turn the sliding barrel into a pump grip simply by making a piece of polycarb or something that attached from here to the priming rod, and then that would prime it.
There's no resistance so far.
Yeah. You just have to get rid of the bipod, or put the bipod down to prime it using that. Anyway. Yeah. Let's get this thing open and see if it can a K26. Now, apparently the bars do thread off, which is a new feature to Nerf blasters that needs to become a feature on all Nerf blasters. That is lovely.
Took them long enough. And yet, this is supposed to be not removable, so what is even the point? They're all different lengths. Oh, what is this? Look at that! Look at this! What is this?
Well, if you know where those came out of, young man.
Jesus.
We're in! And that is a large plunger, dude.
Very short.
Comparatively. But it is geared and ratcheted.
Not reverse plunger, so that's nice.
Yep.
Thanks, Hasbro.
A lot of tension springs in here. I don't like that. So K26 will fit on the plunger rod. Whether we'll be able to get it, in and latched and all that, whole different story. I still have to figure out how on earth this thing even goes in here. Okay. Well, K26 appears to fit. Whether we'll get enough compression or not, this was a really long spring, and it didn't look like it was getting fully compressed. So there's a chance we'll be able to get full compression. Whether or not it'll be able to catch, whether or not the gears will shatter, these are all things we'll find out after a word from our sponsor.
Pressure.
Glorious. I don't think there are
screws.
2 screws that are the same length in this entire blast.
This is ridiculous. Like, the long shot would be jealous of this.
All right, moment of truth. I think it caught. Let's see if it still feeds.
Oh, please. Please don't say that's what gets screwed up out of everything. Got some more screws up there.
It shoots.
Much better.
Does it?
Seems like it. Hey, it still comes out. Hooray!
Let's toss a few more screws up front and go re-chrono. Now we're going to try it with K26. We are starting with Accu Strike, Accu Fake, Busby Sticky, Litake Sticky, Fake Whistler, Original Whistler. See what kind of numbers we get. Now we're going to try it again with the K26 with a variety of darts. I swear the performance has gone down.
I don't understand how it can be getting worse performance with the regular megas when the first ones do almost 70, if not 70. That doesn't make any sense.
We may have befouled the system.
Alright, now we shoot for accuracy, range, and see if this actually does anything. I guess I could stand on this side so you can see it. So that was Accu Strike, Busby, Stickies, other Stickies. Now these should be regular, or that's knockoff Mega. These should be Megas.
I am not impressed.
Yeah, neither am I.
Right. Well, that appears to have actually made the performance worse, which is impressive. I put the minimum amount of K26 that I could put in here and not have spring rattle, and the original spring is actually not wussy. It's fairly impressive. So, I kind of want to try it with a longer K26 and see if that makes a difference. The question at that point we're going to run into is compression, but we'll find out today. Alright, well, after adding a few more coils, I think we added about 3 more coils, so another inch of spring or so, we are now getting decent performance. I think the Accu Fakes were hitting almost 90 feet, which is thoroughly acceptable. It is now getting too late to actually get chrono readings, but that is thoroughly acceptable. I will be printing the pump grip kit for it, because I really want to see how that works. So it'll be pump action, and then I'll print both the 2-round and the 3-round shotgun slides for it. So that should be pretty interesting. One issue we're running into now is because we've added so much spring weight, the slide's not coming back perfectly even, and it doesn't always want to catch. But that shouldn't be an issue with a pump grip because it'll be even pressure on both sides. So, yeah, that ought to be pretty nifty. I think it'll be neat having the 2-round and 3-round options. I don't know what all else you have to modify in the front, or if you can still use this one, or if it replaces the whole front end. I didn't look too closely at the files, but I'm very curious to see how that works. And because I would love to have a pump action 10-shot shotgun, you know, as firing either 2 or 3 rounds at a time. That would be a functional blaster if you could get at least 40 feet out of it, which, if you're getting 90 feet out of the heavier AccuFake Megas, you might be able to get 40 feet out of 2, maybe 3 of the lighter elite darts if you went with like the super darts or some of the off-brand lighter ones.
Like shot ones.
Yeah, you might be able to get that kind of range. So that'll be interesting to see. I look forward to testing that, and look forward to that in a future video. Let's bring out our next contestant after these messages. All of the K26 used on this series was donated by Out of Darts. Check out his new website at outofdarts.com for all your Nerf modding needs. Our next contestant is the Hades XVIII 6000. The Hades was originally released in 2018 as part of the Rival line. Currently only available in Phantom Core colors, which is lovely because I like the Phantom Core colors. Anyway, it is, as most people can easily tell, the big brother to the Artemis. It holds twice as much ammo, but other than that is pretty much the same thing. And it is really quite lovely. It's got a couple cosmetic differences, a couple of slight functional differences, but for the most part, it holds 60 rounds. It's slam fire. It's got a larger loading port, which is nice. You can grab a handful of rounds and just kind of slap them on there, and it will load quite nicely. Does still have the safety. Does still have the, jam release kind of concept going on there. My only complaints about this blaster, I really like this blaster. Still not a fan of vertical foregrips, so or vertical pumps. I prefer, a horizontal one like a regular pump shotgun. And the stock definitely needs some work. I'm waiting for someone to design something that replaces this piece with a longer stock so it's more comfortable. But other than that, it's fantastic. But what I want to know is, can it take a K26? Let's find out. Okay, there proved to be a couple of tricky parts in getting this open that you'll probably want to know about. You have to take this plate off in order to get to a hidden screw that's underneath it, and it just pops free. You take the screw out on this end and then reach in and pop this lock loose, and then the whole thing will just pop forward. You also then need to pop it open on the back. This kind of back, the stock plate kind of locks into this back portion, and you just got to pop that free. And then, then we're inside. And, it's an Artemis with, an extended hopper. So there's really little question as to whether or not it'll be able to take a K26. The question is whether it'll actually be an improvement. Because in a lot of these, especially in the Rival blasters, the stock spring is as heavy, if not heavier, than K26. Now, if we can put more K26 in and still get it to compress and catch, then we might be able to get an improvement. But stock, this thing hits 100 FPS, so unless we get more than 100 FPS when we upgrade it, we haven't actually improved anything. So now comes the tricky part, getting to the spring, because it's in there a bit. Nice thing about this whole line is that the shells are actually separate parts, and it comes apart, makes it easier for painting, which, one way or the other, I will probably be painting this up in my colors. Okay, let's see if we can't figure out how to get to the plunger. Study it a little bit so I know how to put it back together when the time comes. Alright. Well, I got it apart. Hopefully, I'll be able to put it back together. So that is the stock spring, and it really is very beefy. And has, it's almost identical in all of its dimensions to K26. The frequency is pretty much the same. The width of the spring, the strength of it is maybe a little less, though. Now, the real question is can I get more coils of K26? And that's really a matter of how much compression is this thing getting when it's fully compressed. When it's actually primed. Is it getting 100% compression? Is it getting less than 100% compression? We're going to try a spring that's a little bit longer, but not much longer. And we're going to try a spring that doesn't have squared ends, because that's just wasted space. So that's a couple of coils longer, and it doesn't have any squared ends. So it may have more power. The question is, would I even be able to reassemble it? And if I'm able to reassemble it, will it get enough compression to catch? Alright, well, we got K26 in there. Now we just have to fully reassemble it. But first, a word from our sponsor.
Phantom.
I could not have said it better myself. Alright, let's see if it'll catch. Nope. Because apparently there's... Oh, wait. There we go. Okay. Yep. It'll catch. Success! It is now coming in at 125. So we have increased the FPS by 25%, which I consider to be an excellent improvement. So this is now right up there at the very limit of what things like Afterworlds and West vs. Zombies, and I think they were higher than that. But I think it's also right up there at the limit of End War. You might want to take one coil out if it's coming in at 125 and you need it at 120. I will take it apart and get the exact coil count now, so give me a second. Okay, I currently have 15 coils worth of K26 in here, and there really doesn't look like there's much uncompressed space. You might be able to get one more coil, maybe a half a coil, I don't know. You may try that and then it won't catch and you have to take it all the way apart and clip it down. But at the very least, 15 coils will catch and does give a noted improvement. So, there you have it. Let's recap. Alright, for those of you just tuning in or who just skipped to the end to see the results, that was a yes to the ThunderHawk, though with dubious improvements. This one I think needs a little bit more work. But that was a definite yes for the Hades with a 25% increase, bringing it up to 125 FPS with the length of spring that I put in here. If you want a little bit less for whatever game, if they cap it out at 120, take a coil off and you'll probably be right there. I may try it with a few more coils. I mean, you could try it with more than what I have in here. And if it won't catch, then just cut off a coil until it does catch, until you get down to, where I'm at. But yeah, I am pleasantly surprised. This one will be getting an X-Strike paint job just because it needs one. Somebody has actually already offered to send me the files for a horizontal pump grip, so that's definitely going on here. And this one's also going to get some more work. I want to take a look and see why the performance wasn't as improved as expected. There's a couple of things I might try. I might take out the AR. I might try, check the seals and, add some more lubricant or something along those lines. But I also plan to make it pump action. Now, there is a pump action kit that you can print off Thingiverse, but it involves some internal mechanisms that I'm not totally sanguine with. But I have a different plan for how I plan to make it pump action, though I do plan to print out the magazine, the 2-shot and 3-shot magazines that they have for it for firing elite darts. So that'll be one of the modifications that I definitely make to it. So these will be getting some additional work, and then we'll see action in the future. So look forward to that. If you have any suggestions for what you would like to see, I've got some more vintage stuff. I've got some Star Wars stuff. I've got some random stuff that I was recently given. I've got a whole box of, these are going to shatter if I try it, but I'm going to try them anyway, blasters. But if there's anything specific that I haven't tried yet, obviously there's new stuff from the line. I haven't done the Delta Trooper and I haven't done the Scavenger, though you could probably guess how those are going to turn out. But there are some new pistols coming out that I'm excited to try. So, yeah, not running out of blasters just yet. Probably have a couple more months worth, and then hopefully, who knows what'll happen by then. But if you have any that you really want to see, go ahead and put them in the comments. And thank you guys for watching.